Cultural Magazine, a program about the various cultural activities taking place in Egypt. We visit the various cultural venues and we bring to you the best. Now let's enjoy together today's episode. Today we will be looking into a unique photography exhibition. It's entitled 15 Women Photographers and it's beautiful. We have the black and white photographs, we have the colored photographs, we have street photography, still photographs. Also we have photographs representing the moment. Like for instance, if we look at the photographs of Randa Shas. Also we can see beautiful photography by Habiba Gindi, and actually she's the youngest photographer here, in addition of course to finding photographers as well and photographs for Dr. Nagla Samir as well as of course Dr. Olasif. We have a collectiveness of photographers, female photographers with beautiful photographs and diverse photographs. Now let's enter their world and know more in the following segment. Joining me right now is celeb photographer Professor Abdallah Schleifer. Dr. Abdallah, how do you perceive today's exhibition, 15 Women Photographers?
Well, I think it's great because people don't realize, the general public doesn't realize, and maybe even the students at the university don't even realize that there are a lot of women photographers. And many of them have gone on to international fame, and some of their work, I mean, I noticed, for instance, there are a few photographs of Gorna that were taken back in 1940 by a woman photographer for Hassan Fatih. And I have Hassan Fatih's book. I knew Hassan Fatih. I never knew the photographer was a woman. You know, you just assume, oh, they're men. And so this exhibit opened a new door. So now I realize that Hassan Fatih was sort of pioneering in the professional. He was a great architect, one of Egypt's greatest architects, and building Gorna and other projects that he pioneered using professional photographers. I mean, maybe she wasn't a professional, but she certainly photographed for his books. So I think it's a very important exhibit, you know, and it's a great variety. You see everything from photojournalism to art photography, you know. The show has a lot of variety. Color photography dominates the commercial world, all right, because it's colorful. But if you're a sensitive photographer, you prefer black and white because black and white, you know, the color of color photography is artificial. It's all sort of added in. The black and white is almost like your shadow. You get much more a sense of of almost the invisible qualities that when we see visible things we sense, whether we're talking about a landscape, beautiful countryside, or portraits of people. Very often, the black and white portrait has character. I mean, the color portrait is fine for your bataka, for your ID, you know, your passport. Yeah. You know, it's sort of more like it. But it's all external. You don't have any sense of the internal person, you know, their personality, their nature. Black and white somehow is more successful. And I can't quite understand it except to think that it's closer. As I said, it's sort of like the shadow of a human body. It's not artificially contrived with color. So that's why a lot of sensitive photographers prefer black and white, those with artistic ambition. Then the same person may have to do commercial work. They want color, they'll do it in color, you know? But in terms of doing work for exhibition, you know, as seeing themselves as artists, it's attractive. facial expression and body language, it reveal a lot. And maybe body language reveals more even, because the face is part of the body. So we think of facial expression, we think of someone smiling, you know, but very often that's the least revealing. You know, that's almost like something formal, like shaking hands. You smile, you know, but you can make a smile. But there are many other aspects of appearance which I don't make. It happens. And that's more likely to tell something about me than the smile I make when an official picture is being taken. So I think that's the reason that and they're able that you have to be with the person you're photographing until something about the way they move, they stand, the way they hold their hands, the way they look down, the way they look up. Some of those things that reveal a sense of their inner being. I've taken still pictures. You know, when I was Middle East correspondent for Jeune Afrique, my very first assignment became a cover story. They liked the pictures I shot. It was about the Fedayeen, the rise of the Fedayeen, back in 1969, 1967, the Fedayeen rose up. And I was in Jordan and with them. And so it was amazing. Oh no, I know what it was. It was the first interview with Yasser Arafat, the very first interview. It was after the '67 war, and he had moved to Amman, and I got him there, and they wanted to make that the cover story. And the picture wasn't of Yasser Arafat. It was one of a Fadai moving through with his rifle in the woods. But then the center of the magazine, and I took those pictures of Arafat and of the Fadai. And it was the first pictures I took, and it was a cover story.
Hello everyone and welcome from one of the most prominent historical places in Egypt, the citadel of Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi. We are here today to attend a different kind of concert, a mix between the American jazz and the Egyptian music. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
فلما فرغ الزناتي من الأشعار وسمعت عموم الرجال الهلايل قال اللي يبيع العمر مشعار إنما على شيء يحفظ مقامه أنا الزناتي أنا جمل المحاميد زعيم الغروب والرجال يعرفوني وعمري عن الحدود أنا ما حميد وليل ما رجلا قدموني لازم أنزل الحرب بكرة طيبون البلاوي حزينة ولا خلي ولا بنت بكرة إلا لما تشلي حزينة يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني
Well, today's concert is organized by the American Embassy in Cairo, and right now we have with us His Excellency Ambassador of the United States to Egypt. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I think the idea came from people at the embassy, but the idea would not have been possible without the full support of the Minister of Antiquities, Khalid al-Anani, and his team at the ministry, who've been fantastic, gracious, but also really energetic in making the site available and making it work perfectly for a concert. I mean, it's a historic site, and it's a spectacular site, so we're delighted and very, very grateful. I think the important point about tonight's concert is an opportunity for Egyptian musician Al-Wadidi and Fatih Salama, who is a famous Grammy Award-winning producer, famous in the United States as well as in Egypt. and Chelsea Green and the Green Project to be here to collaborate together. And it's an obvious symbol of collaboration, cooperation between our two countries. It's an opportunity for the audience here or elsewhere, because they're giving concerts also in Alexandria, to appreciate and better understand each other's cultures, and through that to better understand the importance of working together, see that it's possible to work together, possible to collaborate, and also the importance of doing that, and maybe appreciate more the relationship and how we need to strengthen and solidify the relationship. This is particularly important for the United States because we view Egypt as an essential leader in the region, and the more Egypt succeeds, the more it can play that leadership role that's critical to bringing peace and prosperity to the region and protecting the interests of the world in the region. Again, the fusion of the music, the fact that they can sit down, they're all going to play their own music, and then my understanding is they'll perform together and show how they can blend the musics together. Again, it shows how cultures can work together so that we can appreciate each other, and also how we can, by working together, come up with something new. And something new is frequently good. We're going to have more concerts. We've had concerts. We bring everyone from classical musicians to hard rock musicians, jazz musicians. Chelsea Green and the Green Project are jazz musicians, and they bring their own very unique, distinctive style of jazz. So we bring the full array. It's something we do throughout the year, and we'll have more concerts coming up.
It's just been such an exciting, and it's just been such an honor. It's been a great experience for us to come and absorb Cairo and get to perform here at the Citadel. This is such an honor for us, so very happy. They asked us to provide a set list in advance, but I love to just experience the audience and experience the space to see what I want to play, because I just started thinking so many different things. But I started playing violin when I was very little, when I was 4 years old, and it's been part of my life ever since. So this is very special for me to bring that part of my life with this new experience. This is actually our first international tour together, so to spend it here in Egypt and in Cairo especially has been great. Today is a real mix, especially with Dina and Fatih. It's been such an amazing collaboration because our music works so well together. So it really wasn't hard. We just played together and just let go. And her musicians are fabulous, and she is wonderful. And we played with them, and it was just so much fun. So what we do is fusion of our music, and she does a similar thing with Egyptian music. So it works very well together.
I like the way you work it. No diggity. Hey, y'all say, no diggity. I like the way you work it. I got to bag it, yeah. I like the way you work it. No diggity. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all. Everybody wave your hands like this. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all. Hey, let me see you, Cairo. Wave your hands. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all. Hey, oh.
so much joy out of just sharing what we hope to present on stage, which is love, it's inclusion, it's passion, it's that we all make something happen together as one. That's the only way we can do it. And so we love each other, and we love doing what we do, and we love presenting the type of music that we play. So it all mixes together.
Well, I'll agree with you, Chelsea. Who doesn't love music?
Right.
But first time you heard Dina singing, how do you feel?
She has such a beautiful voice. It's so pure and it's so clear. I got goosebumps. So hearing her sing, you know, I saw her on Facebook and she's very famous. She has a lot of followers and a big presence. So when I met her at first, I was very nervous because it was like meeting a superstar. So I was like, oh, Dina, hello. But to get to work with her, she's been so warm and gracious and kind to us. And it's just been so much fun.
الناس نامت والحارة بقت مشهد ثابت الليل محاوط على جيل ساكت على كل خفايا الشبابيك الناس نامت والحارة بقت مشهد ثابت الليل محاوط على جيل ساكت على كل خفايا الشبابيك
Just anxious to be able to play those harmonies and experience that music on my violin and get to understand how to play it in their way. And it's different from listening to it than playing it. It's a very different experience. So being able to do both has been a big learning experience, but it's been very fun. Today's message is love, and today's message is peace. And we just are so passionate about what we do. We hope to convey that passion and that love through our performance to show that warmth of our hearts. So,
Chelsea, we want a couple of words, if you please, for our audience for tonight.
Yes. Well, hello, Egypt. It is so nice to be here and perform for you. I hope that you stay in touch, and I hope that you enjoy our concert here tonight. You can stay in touch with us on Facebook, Chelsea Green and the Green Project, as well as our website, chelseagreen.com. Shukran. Yes.
It's been so great. Dina, Fati, and the whole band, they've been amazing to work with. And of course, traveling with Chelsea and the rest of the guys, we're like family. So it's like going on vacation and sharing what we get to do at home with all these wonderful people out here, and it's been such a great response so far. I just couldn't ask for a better experience. We try our best to, especially with the music. The mixing of styles and genres happens all the time. That's every time we play. But this is the first time we've gotten to put Egyptian classical music and Egyptian pop music into what we normally do with our jazz and R&B stuff. So it's been an exciting experience. But I'm excited to share it. I think it sounds great. I would love to hear what everybody else thinks. Rehearsals have been so much fun. It's been good. So, yeah. We actually have, I know, we have an Egyptian classical song that I was able to get my hands on before, and I was like, it's new, but it's different. It's new, but the same. It's lovely. A little bit challenging. But if you're not up for a challenge, then you shouldn't be working. Right? What are you gonna do? You gotta live for the challenge. Go for it. And
what do you think about the place?
the Citadel is so beautiful. It's such an honor to be able to play here. The history behind the place, the getting to see the mosques. We even got to catch a slight glimpse of the pyramids before. Yeah, it's been cool. It's been great. I just couldn't have asked for a better, more amazing experience to be in Cairo.
Egypt is known for its arts since antiquity, and the visual arts movement is one of the oldest movements in Egypt. Now let's look at the following visual arts exhibition. Today's exhibition is entitled In Between. It's about intercultural relations. We have 4 artists, 4 visual artists from 4 different countries, from Egypt, North Cyprus, Slovakia, as well as Belgium. We have referred to 1 photographer and 2 painters, and now let's enter their work and know more about their art.
This exhibition is a very special exhibition because we have 4 different countries and it's very talented artists from the countries. So we have from Egypt Shireen al-Baroudi and Ebek from Cyprus, and the Bellingham sculpture by Yorick, and also we have photography by artist Zuzana. Zuzana is very talented artist, and she has special works and different works. Her main concept is freedom. She speaks about freedom, and she is a model in her works. She takes photos for herself, like flying in the space. So she is very free and very the concept is freedom, and she is want to express how to be free in your life.
And it's interesting because it's worth mentioning that they are 3D photographs.
Yes, it's 3D, and we have glasses to see the dimensions of the photographic arts.
It's very interesting, as my background is an anthropologist and business, and I'm not an artist, but I love art. And what I see here is a fascinating combination of culture, sort of a country dedication in some of the artists. And I'm still looking around, but the colors are fantastic for artists' use. And I'm not an artist critique, so I don't know the artistic values, but I think from what I see here, it's a very colorful display, and I think it will fascinate a lot of people who enjoy art and like to put pieces like this in their offices and their homes. I think it's very enjoyable, and I'm still looking at it. Actually, the owner of the gallery is one of my friends, and that's why I always tell him when you have different artists to bring me in. And the last display was one of my friends, but this time they're new, and that's why I'm here. The collection here is different, and I have never seen their artwork before. That's why I'm really fascinated by it.
Exhibition is a good international exhibition, culture between Cyprus and the Egyptian artists. It is good composition between culture, different culture with the international artists. I know Ibeki from another country. She invited me last year for Women International Artists. She support all artist women. She make organization last year about Women International in 8 March, International Women Artists. Yes, she make a symposium for eight artists. She invited me last year for symposium, but I was in another country in Turkey. I told her I cannot go Cyprus, maybe this year, maybe next year. But she always support women for another country to support art. And I like her work for printing. She added some details from her printing, and her motiva meaning something in her position. Yani she needs something to say, something for children, something for mother, because she also have a children. Her motif also talking about something about not only about art, printing and painting culture together. I support her to come again in my country. I'm so happy to meet her in my country. Very nice. Congratulations for her and for all artists.
We have seen together a variety of cultural activities taking place nationwide, and that brings us to the end of this episode of Cultural Magazine. Until we meet again with more cultural activities, it's goodbye.